The land is rich, but most Ghanaians are poor. But there is quick money in Galamsey, the local name for illegal mining. What you are looking at here is illegal because small-scale miners require a license from the Minerals Commission. What they are doing here is unlicensed, unregulated, and unsafe. The miners build artificial barriers in the rivers, then drain the pools they create so they can dig down into the alluvial basin. The human cost is high. This is what happened in June 2010 when one river burst through the barrier.
Kwasi anabi no so okwadwuma ene okoi temi nso me kwasole temi ba no me kwasole no chechire kuro ba akro temi ba na mten se yesi nkofo bi awu temi nim me bedru kwam no bi ka chem se menua no na mena ebu ni so enti ho na me twahweye ene omususo me mu ane de me befi enti befi omusi ekoyi ni saa yenti me anyi no.
Rescue teams were organized and pumps were brought in to drain the pits, but even that was fraught with danger. By chance, we hear that the local member of parliament is in the village on the same day we are. We track him down as he visits his father, the local chief. He denies he has any responsibility, even though nothing is being done to enforce existing mining laws.
No, I'm not in charge of the death of anybody. What they were doing was legal mining. It's very unfortunate that what happened. You know, there's some precaution that needed to be taken, but were not taken. If something of that nature happens, you can't blame the member of parliament because what they were doing was legal. They have acquired the land legally.
But we are not talking about an isolated incident. Floods related to mining are happening more and more. So much so, President John Atta Mills recently traveled to a flooded area to announce a crackdown.
We have to tackle the issue of Galamsey rather seriously. Let's see how we can solve that problem, because this is a clear indication of some of the effects, yes, of Galamsey.
Thank you for staying with us. Just gone by, Ghana's Gold, another one of the works put out by Anas on Al Jazeera. And really what caught my attention beyond it all were those cold hands of death immersed in mud. Really touched my heart.
For me, Ghana Gold, actually, you know, most of the films I have done are like thrillers. I mean, you watch from that action to that. But this is the first time I've actually taken my time, crossed my legs. Let's look at this environmental issue. Let's look at how it started. Who are the ones going? And don't forget, for me, and it's very interesting how we are discussing this issue. In the last one, when we were talking about the dons of the forest, I saw very effective collaborative work that I did with the Ghana police. Very good men. But also in Ghana Gold, you see that some policemen actually take money from you and they give you a place. I mean, policemen who are stationed there to stop this activity take money from people and allow them to do that. And it's not as if that they are thinking, they know what it takes for one machine to be on the river, how much they have to take. And for me, I thought this were issues that we cannot be paddling backward. If the men we have given the mandate to ensure that this thing doesn't happen are the ones who take money and then allow people to do it. And painfully, it's been exploited by the Chinese and other nationals. And even the Ghanaian indigenes don't get anything. So I thought I should take my time and articulate this, especially the environmental impact on the country as a whole. And the fact that there's been a level of lukewarm attitude by various governments in tackling this problem head on.
Okay, so in this one, do you expect to have any naming and shaming, as it were?
Of course, people were named and people have been shamed. I'm sure the police right now, because you saw policemen taking money, that's part of me. You know, there's no way a whole film will finish and you won't see that style there.
Okay.
So we have proven beyond reason, because it wasn't there.
Okay.
You know, it was all in the speculative realm. But today we can say that some policemen, and we have to be cautious here, take money to allow this to happen.
Are you happy with the results that come at the end of the day, the prosecutions, the interdictions, etc.? Are you satisfied with what's happened so far?
Sure, the results is you.
Okay.
You, the one who did the investigation. If you give the right information, there's no way you are going to lose in court, because we have some competent people within the Attorney General's department.
Absolutely.
Who, when you take they would look at the merits of it, they will evidence, they will gather it one. And if you have it, why? Any judge sitting on such a case would you triumph at the end of the day.
Anas, is there a day when you appear on this platform the way you really look, the way you really are? Do you see that day coming?
Yes.
When
there will be a day. But as to whether the day is coming is what I do not know. Because if there's no crime in the society, why am I disguising myself? Question is, would there ever be a problem-free society? You see, when you compare us to the West, sometimes they don't need to go undercover. They don't need to go undercover because lots of work was done in the past to create a cleaner society for them today. I'm sure we'll get there. And you see, what I love about this job and what I love about Ghanaians is that we are getting a passionate group of Ghanaians who believe that this is the way to go, and that we should put politics aside and deal head on with issues affecting everybody in this country. And that's the spirit. With that, there's no two ways. Ghana will move forward.
How long do you intend to be an investigative journalist?
I haven't really thought about that question, but I think that I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
Even if you are 70 years, 75, 80?
I'll do what I can. You know, it's society we serve, you know. Maybe one day there will be no need for that. If we get there, then I quit.
I hear Africa investigators going to Asia.
Sure. It was a very surprising announcement that we got in London, Frontline Club, when Africa Investigate was being launched. And if, you know, I'm practically a shareholder, if there is anything like that, in Africa Investigate. Okay. So I have a very strong voice. Okay. So on the day of the premiering of Fool's Gold, because that was what was premiered in London, then Al Jazeera gives us this surprise announcement in view of the successes that has been chalked. We are doing Asia Investigate. Now the idea is that it will be World Investigate, and this is the first time we want to have a fusion of very serious work and also luring people from the entertainment industry to understand. So we'll have Asia Investigate, we'll have Africa Investigate. When we move forward, we'll have other continents, and eventually two of each would be selected. That will be the World Investigate.
Okay.
And the World Investigate, we anticipate, will be bought by the world's greatest broadcaster. Whoever will have that capacity at that time takes it all.
But really, my brother, how are you able to get to this level, this terrain? Because it's not a regular feature of the media in Ghana. We can't just look around and point at people and say this one is there, this one is there. Yes, we have a few people in certain places presenting the news, reporting from Ghana or something, which is fine. But you seem to have broken free. I mean, to even dare to call yourself a shareholder of Africa Investigates is unheard of. People are happy to say that I'm a lawyer, I have an international assignment. I'm a journalist, I work for this news network. But in your situation, you are a part of a network that is thriving out there. You are breaking free to the world. You went to Aremeyaw, for crying out loud. How is that possible?
My brother, I think that it all depends on your focus. You see, out there in the international world, it's not about talk. It's about action. It's about what you can show. And what, when you are given the opportunity to show, you will be able to show. I was given an opportunity by Africa Investigates. And I've gone to all the countries, and none of the investigations was not successful. You can see that.
Absolutely.
You understand? This is what the world wants. People who don't just talk, but people who are able to show in reality. If you can do this, what's your problem? You should be able to walk through. And I can tell you, if there's World Investigates today, count me as one of the big bosses in there. There's no two ways about that.
Absolutely. That's great. Final question to you. What do you do when you are not investigating some work? Do you dance? Do you play football? What do you do?
No.
Do you roll in bed?
Not really.
And I'm using roll in bed advisedly.
Yeah, when I take that against what happened to me at the psychiatric hospital, you know.
Yes, the psychiatric hospital said that you couldn't cross the equator after some time.
People took this program. I mean, girls called me and we didn't know that the thing wasn't working. And, you know, it's something. But at my leisure, you would ordinarily see me reading.
Okay.
That's how I spend my time. Now I want to understand how the lawyers think.
Okay.
You understand? Read a bit of the law. You know, I love to learn from lawyers. It's because that's the only way you can understand the evidence that you look for and how to put it. So at my leisure time, you see me find this law book and read it a bit to see whether I can understand. But if I'm in any problem, I go to the lawyers or I go to the law students to ask them that what does this mean? Then they can explain to me so that I will understand.
We have to let it go. Anas Aremeyaw, Anas, thank you very much for coming onto the studio, coming onto the set, and for giving us this exclusive interview here on PM Express Personality Profile Friday. I'm happy we got to know you a little more. I'm looking forward to your next appearance on this show. I wish you the very best. You are a statement.
Thank you.
That anything is possible.
Thank you very much.
And you're actually holding on to your arm, because you can't lose it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Anas Aremeyaw. Anas, you asked for it. You have it. Here it is. I'm sure you enjoyed it. You're inspired. It says you can rise to the top. It's not about talking or saying. It's about doing. Deliver, and the world will recognize you. Thank you for watching. Good night.